What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to World of Tanks. I am back with yet another episode from 9.18 test server, because I owe you something. In my 9.18 review episode I promised you that I am going to take a little bit closer look at new artilleries, and in this episode I am going to do exactly that. I am comparing every single SPG's old version to new version, so you can see what exactly is going to change with every single tier 10 artillery. Because I believe, or I hope, you already know what this new artillery's gameplay is going to be like, what stun mechanic is, and so on, because I have made so many videos about this, and I believe you have seen many videos about this new artillery. If you still do not know what stun mechanic is, for example, then go check out my 9.18 review episode, where there I am covering new artillery's gameplay, but in this episode I would like to focus on vehicles themselves. So you are going to see what exactly is going to change on every single tier 10 SPG. So, while you are enjoying some gameplay action on the background, I am going to talk about those vehicles one by one, and let's start with tier 10 French artillery, Badget or Badget-Dion 15558. And I believe this SPG received the biggest hit from Wargaming's Nerf hammer, because they made it from decent damage dealer to 100% support vehicle. In my opinion, at least. Why, you might ask? Well, just watch the gameplay and listen to the numbers. And let's start with DPM. Old DPM of Badget-Dion 15558 was 3000, or actually is at the moment on live server, 3061 average damage per minute. New DPM 1875. And those DPM numbers are potential DPM numbers if you are able to penetrate every single HE round. Keep that in mind. So from 3061 to 1875, pretty big hit, isn't it? Average damage from 1250 to 750. Yes guys, and do you know what that means? That means you are going to deal less damage with every single shot in tier 10 artillery than you are going to deal in tier 9 light tank T49, for example, if you are going to use derp gun on T49. Yeah, anyways, let's move on. Penetration from 95mm to 48mm. 48mm. Crazy. Reload time is going to be a lot faster for few reasons. From 80-second reload time to 52-second reload time. And even when your reload time is almost 30 seconds better, the rate of fire is not going to change that much. From 2.45 rounds per minute to 2.5 rounds per minute. Because clip size from 4 shells in one magazine to 3 shells in one magazine. And reload time between every single shot from 6 seconds to 10 seconds. 10-second reload time between every single shot means that you are no longer able to perma-track enemy tanks, even when they have decent repair crews on their tanks. At the moment they need to have good repair crews to run away from 6-second reload time or intro clip reload time, but after 10 seconds, yep, if you have even decent repair crew, you are out of tier. Okay. Aiming time is going to be better by 1 second, from 5.50 second aiming time to 4.5 second aiming time, and accuracy is also going to be better from 0.68 to 0.61. So yes, this is new Badget-Dion 15558's weaponry or firepower. It was hit pretty hard, and guys, I shit you not. Once I did hit mouse, direct hit, I was able to get direct hit into the mouse's upper plate, frontal upper plate, and I did 0 fucking damage. With tier 10 artillery into tier 10 heavy tank, 0 fucking damage with direct hit. And I have plenty of 10 damage hits or 15 damage hits into super heavily armored targets. So yes, this is why I said Badget-Dion 15558 is going to be 100% support vehicle, 100% vehicle that is only good for stunning enemy tanks and getting your experience and assistance that way. There is simply no other, I don't know how to say, no other jobs for this tank. But let's move on, let's jump into yet another tier 10 artillery, and this time into tier 10 British artillery, Conqueror Gun Carriage. And I have to say that I had the least amount of fun playing with this tank. If you own this artillery at the moment, I really feel bad for you, because if it wasn't boring enough to play with this tank, then I do not know what you have to do to be able to enjoy this tank now. It wasn't it really wasn't accurate. It really is not fast firing artillery. It is, I don't know, it was complete torture to play with this tank. So let's talk about firepower, what changed. DPM from 2271 or 72 to 1565, so not that big of a hit, DPM hit. Average damage with one shot from 2200 to 1200. And by the way, every single artillery lost AP and heat rounds, so no AP rounds whatsoever. I forgot to say that before, but penetration from 117mm to 59mm of penetration. Once again, pretty crazy nerf. Reload time, yes, is going to be faster once again, from 58.10 seconds to 46 seconds. Rate of fire thanks to that from 1.03 rounds per minute to 1.3 rounds per minute. Aiming time was buffed pretty big, from 8.8 seconds to 6.1 seconds. But accuracy from 1.2 to 1.08. This tank has still over 1 point accuracy, 1.08, but moving tank traverse and turret traverse accuracy is also just a tiny little bit better than on the old version. So yes, this is a new tier 10 British artillery. This was my least favorite artillery while I was testing them all out, so I really do not understand how you're able to enjoy it after 9.18. But let's move on into one of my favorite artilleries while I was testing them out. The GW E100 felt like I was actually able to do something in this RTPs. Tier 10 German artillery, GW E100, old DPM 2823, new DPM 1692, so it was also hit pretty hard. Average damage with one shot was nerfed by 900 damage points, from 2000 to 1100. Penetration from 105mm to 53mm, but as you are going to see from the gameplay, you are still able to penetrate lightly armored tanks. But to be able to do that, you have to be extremely lucky. I would say that you are going to penetrate maybe one shot out of 50 shots with new artillery systems. So yes, this is what this new penetration does. Reload time from 42.50 seconds to 39 seconds, so not that huge of a buff actually, only 3-second reload time buff, and you lost 900 damage. Rate of fire 1.41 to 1.54. Aiming time, however, was buffed pretty big, from 7 seconds to 4.8 seconds. Accuracy from 0.84 to 0.76, and the moving accuracy, tank traverse accuracy and turret traverse accuracy were buffed a little bit as well. So this is new GW E100, and I believe this artillery piece is going to do a lot of work, because it aims fast, 4.8 second aiming time. It is better than on T49, for example. Better than T49's Turp gun on Turp gun. Accuracy 0.76, yeah, not the most accurate artillery, but you are able to do some work with these RTPs. You are not here to stun your targets, you are actually able to damage targets as well, but usually if you are going to direct hit heavily armored targets, you deal around 300 damage with this gun. Around 300 to 400. But let's move on. Let's jump into next tier 10 SPG, and this time into tier 10 Russian artillery, object 261. DPM was nerfed from 2914 to 1687. Average damage with one shot was nerfed by 800 damage points from 1700 to 900, and your average damage with every single shot is going to be around 200 actually, 200 to 300, from 200 to 300, so not that big of a damage dealer actually. Penetration was 102 millimeters and new penetration is only 45 millimeters. Pretty big nerf. Reload time wasn't buffed that hardcore, from 35 seconds to 32 seconds. Rate of fire thanks to that from 1.71 seconds, from 1.71 rounds per minute to 1.88 rounds per minute. Aiming time 6.5 second aiming time to 4.5 second aiming time, and accuracy is going to be the best from 0.66 to 0.59 accuracy. And once again, moving, traverse accuracies and all that were buffed just a tiny little bit. But the biggest nerf to the Object 261, in my opinion, is actually the loss of AP round, because AP round made Object 261 awesome. Sometimes just super frustrating SPG to play with, but if you were able to hit your AP rounds, if you were able to penetrate your AP rounds, you did a lot of damage, because 80 round damage, 1700 wasn't anything special anyways, but now it is even worse. So you are simply going to be one accurate artillery that is going to be able to stun targets easily, because you are not going to miss with your shots too many times. But yeah, no AP rounds for Object 261 means I do not like this SPG anymore. Let's move on into the final Tier 10 artillery, Tier 10 American artillery T90 HMC. Old DPM 2547, new DPM 1591. Average damage was hit pretty hard, 2250 was the old damage, new damage is 1300, but it is still the highest damage dealer in this game with every single shot. The highest damage dealing SPG, I mean. Old penetration was 120 millimeters and new penetration is 60 millimeters, and I believe this is the best penetration. Quickly, let me see. Yep, this is the best penetration. Conqueror has 59 millimeters, but T92 wins with 60. Reload time was buffed by 4 seconds, from 53 seconds to 49 seconds. Rate of fire 1.13 rounds per minute to 1.22 rounds per minute. Aiming time was buffed pretty big, 2.1 seconds, from 8 second aiming time to 5.9 second aiming time. Accuracy from 0.92 to 0.83. So, ladies and gents, this is new Tier 10 artillery from USA, T92 HMC, and I believe, as well as with Object 261, the biggest nerf to this vehicle was a lack of AP rounds from now on. This tank was infamous for its AP rounds. Epic amount of damage done, one-shotting Tier 10 heavies, Tier 10 medium tanks, left to right with AP rounds, and yeah, it had amazing penetration. So I don't know what else to say about new artillery. This is how it is going to be. Support glass, 100% support glass. Yes, you are still able to one-shot targets, low HP targets, not high HP targets anymore, but to be able to do that you have to be extremely lucky, or you have to hit extremely lightly armored tanks. So, let me know what you think about new Tier 10 artists in the comment section down below. Do you like it? Is it better than the old version? I personally think it is better than the old version. It really wasn't that annoying to play against, even when I was shot. Because reload time was not buffed that huge actually, so even if I am going to be stunned by, let's say, 2 SPGs, I am going to be out of the action anyways faster before they are going to be able to stun me again. And yeah, this is just my personal opinion, and I believe this is better artillery version. So now let me know what you think. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Take care and bye.